Hello, everybody, and welcome to, once again, the Indoor Adventurers stream. If you were here last night, welcome back. If this is your first time, hopefully welcome back in the future, because I'm glad that you're here. All of you people who have decided to come by are amazing, and all of our players are amazing. Everybody here is doing a great job, and I'm really excited for it, because tonight, we deal with all of the things that we set up in last week's session. You guys recently received a document allowing you to be the new proprietors of Trollskull Manor and Trollskull Alley, far to the north, in the North Ward of Wateredeep, whereas previously your guys' hideout had been in the South Ward at Hubris's place. You had started off the session with Ghost still being deceased, and you ran around and did your best to try and bring her back. Wolf deciding that he was going to do the most dangerous thing he could possibly think of, and walked brazenly into a Zentarum base, where he then took out a loan for a favor, a lock of hair, and a vial of blood in exchange for a resurrection scroll. Or at least a scroll to bring his deceased friend back to life. During that time, Kronk ran over, grabbed Volo by the scruff of his neck, and brought him back to our dear friend Hubris's house, where Hubris, watching over the body of Ghost, was also making sure that Floon, the friend that you guys had been sent to rescue about 3 days ago, was now fine and in your care. Having brought Volo in, he revealed that he actually didn't have a whole lot of money, as he had alluded to previously, and instead gave you all the deed to Trollskull Manor. Wolf decided that he was going to repair his rapier and head out for the night, and he would meet you guys back at Hubris's place come the morning. And during the evening, you guys actually experienced a very, very heavy rainstorm that covered covered the city of Wateredeep in its entirety, and it was pouring down such a fierce and hard rain that Wolf, you decided that you were going to go to the crypt early and just scout it out and make sure that nobody was going to try any funny business on you. However, during that time, Ghost was brought back to life after making a deal with a deity known as Asuran, Hor in the Forgotten Realms pantheon. But he prefers Asuran. He doesn't like the name the Faerunians have given him. And you guys have decided then that after Ghost's resurrection, that Ghost and Kronk were going to go look for Wolf, where you had difficulty finding him until the next day, where you talked to a very off-his-kilter, beleaguered half-orc who, for the price of 10 silver pieces, told you where he had seen your friend traversing off to. It was at that point that you guys all met back up in the City of the Dead to the east, to the easternmost part of Wateredeep, and that is where we are going to pick off, with Wolf now realizing that Ghost has been brought back to life, and the rest of our party being reunited as well. So, I believe you have about 11 hours left until your meeting with the Zentarum, and your original plan had been to go and investigate your new home and kind of give it a general run over, as you hadn't actually been able to see a floor plan or really much any information from Volo, other than you know that it seemed like a very fancy place that had changed hands many, many, many times. Now, you guys are exiting the City of the Dead and heading north on the high road towards where you know Trollskull Alley to be. What would you guys like to do? If you have any conversation that you would like to involve yourselves in on the way up.
Subscribe.
Yes.
What an odd thing to say.
You scumbagged me. You Price is Right scumbagged me.
Did I need that?
Sorry.
Yes, to our listeners, Kronk still does have the cold shoulder. His bone axe, which Greybeard found the prop of, surprisingly. I don't know where he gets these things, but...
You say surprisingly like you're legitimately surprised.
Yes,
Right?
I was legitimately surprised last week, and I will still be legitimately surprised.
I had to go through like
Oh shit!
4 totes that said Halloween on them to find it. So.
So, do we know anything about this house before we go diving into it?
Well, apparently it's changed hands quite a bit, like a lot. It used to be like what? It used to be like a shop, a bar, an actual home. It just lists off like everything that's it used to be.
Isn't there supposedly meant to be spirits in there?
Well, that's why he was gonna live there.
Like actual ghosts?
I mean, we could check. There's no harm in not checking it out for an infestation. Is this even a case where you can say infestation?
Am I technically a zombie? Or
mean-
am I a ghost?
I mean, you like ghost, like name-wise ghost.
Interesting.
So, Granny Mildred always said back at the circus that ghosts were the spirits of people who had things left undone. And they don't have a corporal form. It was either that or ghosts are the thoughts you never let go. She was kind of like,
I've heard that second one.
Odd. I do have things that I have yet to finish, and that's why I'm back. But I'm not a spirit because you can touch me. Right?
This is true. Everyone has given Ghost a hug at this point.
And her clothing doesn't just fall onto the ground.
Right.
Does it, Hubris?
what? Does what?
He's making a joke.
I mean, I missed it. That's why I was like, is what?
We all just giggle, I guess.
I'm just disappointed, man. Disappointed. Nah, but okay.
How far away is this? Is the Trollskull alley? Do we know where that is?
Yeah, you would know that Trollskull Alley
Trollskull.
is roughly about a 45-minute walk away from where you guys are. And that's if you end up finding a very easy path. Luckily, the high road that stretches through town will actually take you most of the way. So you guys are and have been walking down this road for quite some time until you eventually find you kind of ask a magister like, where is this house exactly? And they like, oh yeah, it's over there, and kind of help lead you to your destination. And as you guys are walking and making your way, you end up walking down a road that then opens up with several shops. And just kind of at the forefront of this alleyway, looking in, is this large double-decker house that seems to have this massive turret on the side of it that seems to just kind of be poking off to the side. And the turret's roofed, but the building is in pretty disrepair. You can see that there are broken windows. The door is shut. But it doesn't look like it would be the sturdiest door by any means. You also can see that this tower that kind of stretches from the far left side of this or the close left side of this building actually has panels in the top roofing that are collapsed in and probably got a decent amount of rainwater into the home last night during the night storm. But from the gestures and directions that the Magisters have given you, you believe that this is Trollskull Manor. And you can see like the gate is just like slightly off its hinge, just sort of swinging, listing in the mild breeze that is sort of just coming through the city streets.
So she's a bit of a fixer-upper.
And as you say that, you can just hear more parts of the top parapet just sort of fall in.
She's a lot of a fixer-upper.
Well, it's more than we had before, so there's that.
I had a very nice chair, Wolf. I mean, Ghost. Sorry.
Everyone keeps calling Ghost a wolf, including Ghost herself.
Sorry.
I know we all want to be me, but there's only one.
Remember when I said that ghosts were the thoughts that we couldn't let go? Well, if you're a fart, I wish I could let go.
Oh, shucks, buddy.
Ah, I get that.
Nice shove, Hubris.
Well,
I think we should check out the grounds.
Yeah, and
I guess
you start.
you stand out here, and we go in first. And when it's safe, you come in.
I'm afraid to touch that gate. It's gonna come right off in my hand.
Probably one of the weaker ones should touch the gate.
I look at Wolf.
Hubris.
Beautiful.
I roll.
Would you scour the backyard with me?
Sure.
Who?
You, Wolf.
Oh.
I thought we agreed you were staying here,
Well,
out of trouble.
I feel like now I'm the most powerful of us, so maybe I could be fine, you know.
Put your hand up if you were dead 24 hours ago.
Put your hand up if you came back to life.
Oh.
Put your hand up if you were so good that you didn't have to come back to life.
Oh, I guess I'm.
I guess I'm in that group too.
Yeah, there, glass catapult. Why don't you stay put? Hubris, go with Wolf.
You're so strong. You keep an eye on everything out here.
Alrighty, so we have several people going around the back to get a good look, and then who's going directly into the house?
I go directly in the house.
Okay.
I have keys.
Yeah.
I guess I'm walking around the back.
Alrighty, so Hubris, you go up, and as you get close to the door and bring out your keys to actually put them into the keyhole, you actually see the door just
Nope.
and open for you as you get close.
Damn, keys must be good. Even I can't make it open without doing anything. Damn, I should probably get some keys.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Do you want the back then?
Do the signal.
The front, I know where the exit of. The back, I do not. I'm gonna take the front.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys see that there is also a set of stairs that goes to the tower on this building as well. So if you would like to go to the side turret or inspect around the side or anything like that.
When Kronk and Wolf round the corner, Hubris is gonna motion with his head into the door for the ghost.
And I walk proudly in.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk proudly in and you push the door open and you are, you look around, make a perception check.
Okay. First roll of the night.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys
I
can
found
both
it.
make
That's
perception
right.
checks.
Oh, there's my clip. Okay, I found it. It's all good. Not great. Not great.
Okay, so we got a...
Oh, well, that's a 9.
Okay, so a 5 and a 9. You guys are looking around this general area, and you can see that just like the outside was in very much disrepair, the inside is also not looking the best. And you can see that as you walk in, there's actually another door in front of you, and looking down the hallway, you can see that there are that there are several other openings, and it looks like this door has just kind of been left open for you to kind of come and go and look inside. And you can see, looking into this bottom room, in front of you, about 50 feet or so. Not even 50 feet. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So about 20 feet in front of you is what looks to be a very nice bar that has been set up. Typically, these bars kind of have a bartender behind them. And this is your first time really just seeing what looks to be an abandoned tap room, and going into this room as well, looking around, you can just see that there are tables that have large dust covers over them. There are chairs that have kind of been scattered off to the side. None of them are really set up or look like they are ready for you to sit. And as you guys walk into this tap room, you actually hear as the door to the front of this building actually shuts behind you.
Now I'm gonna make the obvious joke, but hey, ghost, and he thumbs to the bar. Spirits.
Ghost walks up to the bar.
Okay. So you walk up to the bar, and you can see that to your right-hand side is an entryway to where normally a pantry is. So you're guessing that maybe that's where food stores are kept for when this place was a bustling room. And you can see, kind of looking around as well, there is a mini stage that's been set up. There are several circle tables. There's one very long rectangular table that is in the back of the room as well. But you aren't really getting a very good... you're having a harder time kind of picturing how this bar functioned initially. And looking behind you, you can see that there are just these several open doorways that lead back out into the hall, and to the just over the bar itself, looking down on the ground. Make a perception check, and you both can make perception checks.
I'm going to well, no, I'm in front. Never mind.
11.
Ooh, 12.
All right, so Hubris, you don't really notice much of anything. You're kind of just taking stock in your new area. And Ghost, that is when you actually notice that behind the bar there is what looks to be a large hatch, kind of in the center of this back area that could possibly lead to a basement.
Perhaps there are some old left spirits here after all.
Like the booze or like ghosts?
Alcohol. Hubris. Alcohol.
Gotcha.
I'm wondering if I can sense vengeful spirits? I don't know.
So with your Hunter's Bane, you have advantage on survival checks to track down spirits and ghosts and stuff.
True. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and sense if there are any vengeful spirits in the house.
Okay. And this is more to follow, if a spirit or specter were to leave, this is more of how would you be able to track it?
Okay.
Yeah.
But I can still roll at advantage?
Yeah, you'd still be able to roll at advantage to kind of look, to just get a general look around.
22.
Okay, so with your 22, just getting a general sense of this area, from the door that shut itself and kind of opened for you when you guys initially came into that house, you get the sense that there is a kind of presence in this room with you, because you kind of open yourself up a little bit and you feel a slight chill. And looking over into the corner, you can see at one of these rounded tables in the far back of the room, there are chairs that have kind of been set up and around, and a few have been tilted over as well. And you see that one of these chairs just begins to rock back onto its back legs, and then hold itself for what seems to be 2 or 3 seconds. And then it just falls down onto the ground with a clatter.
It seems that we're not alone. I think that we should explore with the group.
Agreed.
All right, and this is when we're going to go back to Kronk and Wolf, our bestest buddy cops, as you guys explore the outside of this kind of dilapidated manor. And looking around, you don't end up finding a back entrance, but instead it seems like the back of this manor is actually pressed up against more houses and more buildings that are sort of structured around. And as you guys are peeking around and looking, just getting a general feel of this building, you actually hear a voice coming to you from the street itself, and it says, "Hey, what do you think you're doing there? You own this place. I thought Volo owned this place." And looking over, you see that there is a man. Just need to find out which man.
Matthew Mercer.
Matt Mercer is standing there being like, "This is my home. I lived here my whole
Fight
life."
you for it.
No. This is, God, where is this guy? This is very bothersome.
He's wily.
There he is. You see this very pale-looking human man come up and just comes to you and just, "Well, look, if Volo sold this to you, I had first dibs on buying this fine establishment. So if there is any sort of ne'er-dwelling going on here, I won't stand for it. I'll see to it that this place will be mine."
We saved his boyfriend, and so now he sold it to us for all that goodwill.
Well, seems that you to be my neighbors then.
Is there a
Yeah.
sewer drain anywhere nearby?
You do not see a sewer drain anywhere nearby now.
Okay, let's
Well,
not do that. I'm just...
Well, glad to meet you.
I wish I could say likewise.
Which is your house?
And he lets you know that his house is just down the street from where you guys are located. And he points it's down the street on the if you were to go back to the main stretch of the main drag where you guys were actually located. He points down, and it's about 4 or 5 houses, but just slightly on the other side of the street. My name's Emmerich Froon. I'm in charge of
Emmerich
Froon's Brews.
So, you work during the day normally? Or are you a nighttime shift worker? Because I work at night.
I work as often as necessary to keep my business booming. You'll see, it doesn't matter what you do in this manor.
Sounds rich.
Doesn't matter. I am going to be there and laugh and giggle to myself when I watch it just all crumble from beneath you. And then you'll have to put it up for auction, and then old Froon will be there to buy it right up from under you.
Why do you want it?
It's my right as a citizen to keep that information to myself, thank you.
And it's my right as a citizen to own this place and never sell it to you.
He just pulls his shirt collar a little bit tighter and just, "Well, I never," and he just starts walking away.
Does he look rich?
Make a perception check.
Really?
Yes.
As he's going away, I'm like,
I'm sorry that you never...
You got a 22?
Yeah.
All right. You can see that he did have what looked to be fineries on him, but on closer inspection, they seem to be almost imitations or fakes, like he's kind of putting on a show about being wealthy.
Your clothes are fake.
And he just continues storming off.
Yeah. Fucking showed him. We'll rob him later.
Well, now we know where he lives.
And that he works at some brewery. Make trouble there. He has to go there. We have free reign of his house. But for now,
The old switcheroo.
yeah. Tower?
Yeah. And is it stones or wooden stairs that goes?
They are very creaky, dilapidated wooden stairs.
I'll just hold these up while you go check the door.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will literally, as far up as I can, put my big paws underneath the steps as he
Dude,
walks
how
up.
heavy do you think I am?
Okay. So yeah, you lead him up, or just kind of follow him up these turret stairs, and kind of you see them spiral around and then lead to a side door that's on the second story of this building. And when you open the door up and poke inside, you can just see that there is just this large vacant room that seems to be like it would act as a common room. And looking around, you can see that there are two doors, one of which is to your immediate right, and the other is about 15 feet away from where you are on the opposite side of the room.
Which one you want, Kronk?
You think I can make it up these stairs? And I kind of shake the stairs.
Yeah, and the stairs, like, they do kind of shake, and they groan a little bit as you bring your hand down onto them, but they don't seem to actually be giving very much underneath you. You feel like if you went pretty quickly, that you might be able to hop up these stairs rather fast.
And I kind of put my feet way over to the side.
Yeah.
So it's not a bunch of pressure in the middle.
Yeah,
Right.
You guys are able to make your way into this second story of the house. And that is when Ghost and Hubris, you guys are downstairs talking about the presence of ghosts. You have just seen this chair fall over, and you say that you're going to go and find your friends and let them know all about what you've found out so far. And that's when you start hearing floorboards above you just start to creak and groan.
Pulling out the gun.
Well, if there are any vengeful spirits, I feel like maybe I'm the best person to talk to right now.
Turn to look at her. Just give her like this. Are you sure about this look?
I don't know. I've only been a follower of Azeron for...
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're only dead once.
Right. I mean, I did meet the man. The god.
The myth, the legend.
He doesn't wear a shirt.
I could not wear a shirt if...
Why would you do that?
Nothing. Never mind. Ooh, vengeful spirit, huh?
I'm going to start unbuttoning my shirt. Because I do have, like, to reveal my markings. And I'm going to say, just work with me here. And I'm gonna do what I assume is a prayer.
Okay.
Because I don't actually know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna hold my arms out like I've seen preachers do before. Azeron, hear my prayer. There are vengeful spirits here who need justice. Come to my aid.
And you still hear just these like groaning footsteps above you. And then you make a perception check. And Hubris, you can make a perception check as well.
16.
Okay.
24.
Okay, so 24 and 16, you guys actually see that there is just this dark green colored bottle that had been sitting on the bar as you guys had walked in, and you actually see it rise up off the ground and actually hover above the bar a few couple inches. and then it just rockets towards you guys.
Quick shot, like with Eldritch Blast as it's flying towards us.
I'm gonna say a sleight of hand to bring your gun up real quick.
Ooh, something I'm good at. Hey, 20.
Okay,
not natural.
So yeah, you shoot this bottle just out of the air, and it just starts raining and littering glass all over the bottom of the bar.
Bad idea.
And Kronk and Wolf, you guys actually hear the sound of what you would assume to be Hubris's gun firing off, followed by the sound of shattering glass.
Do we know which door?
You guys, the way that it's sounding is that it's below you. You aren't necessarily sure which door you would need to go through in order to get to the bottom floor.
So it's like directly beneath us?
Yeah, you guys hear it almost directly beneath you.
Kronk,
Yeah.
we need to get down.
Sounds like the party's started. I take a look at the floorboards. Does it look like something I could bash through?
Oh yeah, these do not look like very sturdy floorboards at all.
Love it so much.
All right. Barry, Wolf, you see Kronk's like looking at the floor like,
Yeah,
it's time to
do
go.
it. Do
All right.
it.
Woof, woof, woof. Wrecking ball. And I'll bring it down on the boards.
Okay, sounds good. So make an attack roll.
If you miss this, I'm going to be laughing so much.
Oh no, the board. I must hit a beam. It's 10 all told.
Okay, so yeah, you actually do hit a beam that's in the floor, so it dents the wood that you hit it against. But for the two of you that are underneath in this common room, as soon as you shoot the glass bottle and it starts raining down, you just hear this doom as the top of the roof just starts to kind of litter with dust down onto you.
Move.
I'm already like, okay.
We move to the walls.
And you see, as you go to like move up to the wall, and you kind of look at each other, and then look back at the roof, where you saw this dust coming down from. You actually see lettering appearing in the grime on the roof, and
grody.
it just says "Fix this." Kronk and Wolf. Kronk, are you trying again to slam your way through?
I look at Wolf and I'm like, would it be faster to go through a door?
No.
Okay.
Straight line. Just don't hit the beam. Just move like a foot to the left, maybe.
All right. How's a 16?
16 will definitely hit. Roll for damage.
All right.
As
Probably
soon
like
as there's
headbutts
a
in the
hole,
wall.
I'm jumping
Stud.
down.
I should have these dice set out. There we go. 6.
Okay, so yeah, with your 6, your ball just sinks into in through the floorboard, and you can actually feel it pressing against what would be the ceiling of the room directly underneath you. Hubris and Ghost, you see "Fix this," and then as soon as that gets written, you just see this large indent actually appear from the boards as they begin to push down into the room that you guys are currently in.
Ghost is gonna use her mom voice and just, hey, knock it off.
Wolf and Kronk, make perception checks.
Remember, my passive is 22.
Oh, I know.
And I also rolled the 22.
Okay.
Oh, duh. Yeah. Now I get double digits. 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys both hear Ghost yell in the mom voice that you know so well, "Hey, knock it off."
Sounds like they're in trouble. Let's go, quicker.
This place built better than I thought. We better use a door. And I head to the door.
Okay, which
This
door?
one, I'm pretty sure it's going to be faster.
Yeah.
It's taking like 12 seconds to pound twice and nothing happened.
Okay.
I have a good feeling, though, that we could have made it.
Yeah, so you look through the door that was across the hall from where you were, and you see that there are stairs that are going up, but you don't see any set of stairs that are actually leading directly down.
Well, that's really weird.
So we need to go down. There's 2 doors, remember?
Oh,
Kronk, make a history check with
Right.
advantage because of your gladiator background.
Gotcha. History check. Oh yeah, I got all kinds of pluses in history. 12.
Okay. So from your frequency that you have spent in bars and taverns, you know that the bar section is usually a separate kind of structure from the inn that's usually on top. And they typically don't have stairs that lead directly from that inn portion back down to the bar. So if you guys are looking to find a quick way downstairs, you have a pretty good start on a hole. Or you can rush back down outside and then around to the front door.
I guess I'm headed outside. I'll try to take the stairs in like a single leap.
Okay.
Uh,
Make a athletics check. And Wolf, you just see that Kronk throws open the door, looks up, and just and begins just heading back out the way that you came.
so it was that, and then it rolled to the 2.
Oh!
It was leaned up against my mouse, and I shoved the mouse, and it went bloop, 2. So I don't make the stairs.
You jump down the stairs, and right as you land, you feel your ankle kind of twist a little bit. And you manage to like keep hopping on it. You're a showman. You're not going to let this get you down, but man, does that smart. But you are able to leap down the stairs, and Wolf,
I guess I'm following.
Yeah, the rest of you guys actually feel the ground just kind of shake a little bit as Kronk leaps down these stairs.
Okay, let's run, jump, and if I need to, I'll dash, because I'm super fast.
Okay, and then Hubris and Ghost, while you guys are in this tap room after you have said, "Hey, cut it out," you see that phrase, "fix this," begins to repeat itself over and over and over again, appearing next to a chair that's been tilted over, kind of scrawling itself around the shattered glass that's on the floor. You see that there are tables that have been toppled over that also just have that phrase, "fix this," with kind of black, it looks like all of the mold and grossness in the building is just condensating on the boards of the wood that seems to be growing out of them. And you see that it begins. It begins.
I didn't take
underlining
mending
itself.
either. Hubris is gonna just walk up to like one of the upturned chairs and like turn it right side up and set it down.
And as you turn it right side up and set it down, you see that phrase "fix this" that was next to it actually begins seeping back into the wood. That was next to that specific chair, but you see that it has just been littered all around this room.
You're gonna have to give us a little bit of give. We're not really carpenters. We can clean a little, I guess.
I don't think spirits care.
And at that point, you see on the floor "find one" that also sort of seems to rise up in this nasty wood. And Kronk and
All
Wolf, you guys lead yourself to the front of this house, and as you get close to it, you try the door. And it doesn't open itself for you like it had for Hubris or Ghost. So you try the door handle, and it opens, but it does take a little bit of actually kind of like putting your elbow into it to force the door open, as it seems like the rain that has come by lately has actually caused the wood to swell to a point that it's just catching itself on the door. Like there's no easy way to get the door open.
You can always kick it in.
You could.
I mean, it's not letting us in.
It just seems kind of stuck. It doesn't seem like it's preventing you from entry,
Kronk,
but it's just like
fuck it up.
the door was made for a specific sized frame, and because of all of the condensation that's been occurring over the last evening, that it just sort of swelled up in its frame.
We have literally just heard yelling and a shot. We are not thinking swelling. Break the door down.
Yeah. I put a shoulder to it and try to push through.
Okay, so
And I'll push him as well.
yeah, make an athletics check with advantage.
All right. Oh my god, it's gonna be another one of those nights.
But okay, 12.
Okay, so with your 12, you put your shoulder into it, and as you lean in, and Wolf is pushing you as well, you can hear the door groaning underneath your weight until it just rubber bands open, and both of you just go spilling into the hallway. And there's not a whole lot of room, but you kind of tumble into this tap room to the point where both of you are kind of laying on the ground. Yeah.
Try and recover with acrobatics, so it seems like I'm meant to do this.
Yep, make an acrobatics check. Let's see if you can Willy Wonka your way into this.
With the +6, that's a total of 9.
Okay, yeah, so you get pushed forward, and so you are still on your feet, kind of like you're not having the easiest time walking across all of this kind of mildewy wood, as well as Kronk's body then just sort of falling on the floor as this door just shot open for him. But you find yourself in the tap room and see Hubris just writing up chairs, and the door to the building you hear just kind of slam shut behind you.
I want to draw my rapier and be like, "Where's the bad guy? Where's the
You're
evil
the
fucker?"
bad guy.
You're all the
Stop
bad
breaking
guy.
shit, and I start writing chairs and dusting off things.
Yeah, and Wolf,
This is our home now.
You see, looking around, that there are just countless messages scattered throughout this tap room that all just repeat the same message of "fix this, fix this." Except for one that remained in the center of the floor that just says "find one."
All right, listen here, you little shit. Never Ember owes us like a thing, right?
Who graffitied this shithole of a place we're in?
And you actually see that as these chairs are being righted, that those graffiti messages are fading away.
This place is built better than it looks. And I kind of shove myself to my feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
I look up at the roof. Oh,
And you
what
can
happened
see
there?
on the roof it just says "fix this."
What happened there?
It's a fart that never let go, that never went.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to shoot you.
You can try, pretty boy.
Gentlemen, do you mind? As I'm wiping off the counter to the bar.
Yeah. And yeah, you are just kind of scrubbing this down to the point where eventually it gets a pretty decent cleaning done of it. You know that it's going to take a lot of tough love and care into this building to actually get it back to its proper glory. But you guys are making decent, at least you are, Ghost, making decent time just sort of cleaning down this bar.
It's writing furniture.
Don't we have people for this?
No, we don't. We could probably find some for a price. Probably talk to Never Ember, see if he can spare some manpower. You don't really want to call in that favor for that particular thing, though, you know?
That doesn't sound right. And so Kronk starts trying to combine exercise and work. So he's got 2 rags and he's wiping stuff with both hands, like he's doing jumping jacks and squats and stuff up and scrubbing up and down walls and
You
whatnot.
got to clean it a certain way, Kronk. So wax on and then take the wax off that way.
Okay, I got it. All right.
Yeah, there you go, Kronk.
We'll get you trained. Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, and eventually you guys kind of clean up all of the shattered glass that was on the ground, right all of these chairs. You pull the dust covers off of these tables, and these tables do look relatively nice. Like they didn't skimp out on the amenities of this place, whoever had owned it previously. Until after about 2 hours of just meticulously cleaning out this tap room. Eventually it looks relatively spotless. There's still that kind of dent in the ceiling, which you guys kind of put 2 and 2 together that was probably Kronk and Wolf upstairs.
Nope.
All right, you just
Nope.
Wolf doesn't say anything. Does Kronk say anything?
If at some point somebody points it out, I'd probably be like, "Hey, that looks like where I tried to break through the floor."
No such thing happened.
Yeah, let's not break things in this house. I don't think we're alone.
Right. I thought
we
that
heard
was
it
it.
shut, and then we had broken glass, and then
And then I yelled at you, and
Yeah,
you
but-
continued to do things.
he wasn't necessarily yelling. Did you say, Kronk, Wolf, stop trying to break the roof? No,
No.
you just said stop. That could have been what you shot at. Like, we didn't know.
When you act like children, I speak to you like children. You should know this by now.
He just continues scrubbing away at this table.
I am gonna check out the hatch, but go ahead.
Yep.
Hubris is gonna look up at the ceiling where like the fix this was at some point.
It's still there.
So is there like a broom closet or something? We have like really short supply, or like
Yeah, there is no response.
oh.
If I notice a ghost going to open a door, I make myself there like immediately.
Yeah, it is a hatch behind the bar that looks like it just goes down into the subterranean area.
I'm like, hold on, wait, whoa.
What?
Stop, fire trap, and wham in your other eye, and it'll be a mess. Hey, Wolf, one of them chicky things. Check it. Traps.
Ah, okay. I'll check for traps.
Okay. So make a perception check.
Oh no, that'd be make whole.
What?
Because mending is for small objects, make whole would be for larger objects. Right?
I don't
My
think make
roll
whole
was
is a
16.
spell in 5th edition.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say some other edition.
Maybe.
Probably.
That's why I'm like, what? My roll was 16, so
Yeah. So looking around this hatch on the floor, you do not find any traps.
I don't see any traps. But you want to open it first, Kronk, just to be safe?
I got it. Cover me, ghost.
All right, so you tear it up. You like just lift up this hatch, and when you do, you just get this sharp wave of like basement smell. It's not very pleasant when it comes up and hits. It's probably because that this hatch has been closed for so long, but it is just this wave of cold air that seems to just come up with it as well. And you can see that there is just a relatively nice rung ladder that kind of leads down about 10 feet to a landing.
All right. And I'm like, it could be yellow mold. I wave the dust or smell away, and I let the hatch go. And
you can just see that it goes down into a relatively unlit room.
I look at everyone. Kronk can't remember if anybody has dark vision, so he's like,
I'm a human.
"Can I get some light?"
You
Anybody?
have a torch, and I can see fine, and I'm going to push my way and jump in the hole.
Okay. Yeah, so you jump down 10 feet and take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you jump down into the cellar
And
below.
it's down.
And you're dead.
And I'm dead.
They close up the hatch. Got cask of Amontillado this.
House is on it.
Ghost.
Gotta go.
Yeah, right.
No, you go down, and you can see that there is a wall to your right that only extends about an additional 5 feet, and kind of poking your head around, you can see that there are what look to be just large casks placed up against the back wall. From where you are looking, and you can see that there are other nicer bottles that sort of just seem to be set around this general area. And as you kind of continue looking around, you also look off to the left-hand side, and you can see that there are wine racks that have been installed in the back of this cellar as well. And the wine racks don't look particularly full. Somebody may have... Volo seemed to have been drinking a lot of wine when you met him, so you're assuming he probably rated what he could carry and then left. And as you're kind of looking around, and you approach one of these large barrels, you hear the sound of what you would assume to be kind of like a tavern-y sound, like a very lively tavern, as you get closer. And then that sound just sort of generally stops very abruptly, and it is replaced with the sound of what you would know to be a keg being tapped, one of these large casks being tapped next to it, followed up with the sound of jingling coins.
I'm just gonna point out for future reference that I can't be surprised by undead, fae, or fiends. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just
Yeah,
putting it out there in the world.
Just for reasons.
Yeah, right. Do I see anything like any of the kegs being tapped? I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
You can see that one of the kegs has been tapped. Yes.
Is it like pouring out anything?
No. Just seems to have been tapped, and then after it was tapped, you heard the sound of jingling coin.
I'm going to... I'm gonna walk cautiously over to it, and I'm going to maybe go in my bag and pull out 5 silver and place it on top of the keg.
Kronk is
Jesus!
comes down
D&D
with a
Jesus!
torch.
Okay, make a athletics check as you go to jump into darkness.
I can be scared by Kronk, though.
That's why I did it. 16.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed, like, even though your ankle had been giving you a little bit of trouble earlier, you managed to just hop down into the bottom of this place. And yeah, and you got your torch and you're just sort of waving it around, and you see that it is just it's a very comfortable cellar. It seems like it was built underground to help bring down the overall temperature of the room itself, so that way it could continue housing the wine and ale, as well as a variety of other bottled beverages that you sort of see just kind of scattered around.
That was unnecessary.
It was very necessary.
I turn back to the tap and I don't know if I have something that I could put it in, but I want to open it up.
Okay. So yeah, you just pour yourself a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's fine.
Does it smell weird?
No.
Is it beer?
Yeah, it's ale.
Oh.
It smells a little old, but it's also been preserved pretty well.
Oh. Interesting. I'm not sure what to do down here, but it's nice and cool.
And you now, Kronk, you as well, can just hear the sound that sort of seems to be kind of lulling in the back and then presents itself very fully in your mind of what you would expect to be the sound of like an uproarious tavern, and then that kind of quiets down, and then you hear the sound of what must just be like hundreds of coins jangling in a pouch.
I like this place.
I do too. Perhaps we should look and see if there is a hidden stash.
All right.
This doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Kronk's picking up a bottle
Yeah.
under it.
So you guys,
it's not his forte.
yeah, you guys can make perception checks as you look around in this cellar.
Investigation?
Yes, perception.
Oh, perception? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna call the boys down.
Okay, it is It's pretty tight down here.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Especially
it's about 15 feet wide at its girthiest area for this underground area. You know that the wine cellar extends maybe 10 feet, with about 3 of that feet just being these wine racks that are sort of placed around. Same with all of these ale kegs as well. They seem to be taking up the majority of space, and these large shelving units kind of fill that in as well.
All right. I got a 15.
Okay. Yeah. So you look around and you do not find. You don't really find much.
Would you?
Well,
roll?
no.
Sorry, Greybeard. What'd you roll?
6.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You also don't really find much. Wolf and Hubris, what are you guys doing? As you had seen Ghost and Kronk go underneath the into the hatch and then into darkness at separate times, but they sort of seem to just kind of be talking amongst themselves, and they don't sound like they're in any particular danger.
Cleaning mostly when everything's
I'm
like
gonna
spotless.
have a little word with our buddy Hubris here. So, you and Ghost, huh?
What?
Everyone sees it. For someone who's very pale, you go awfully red.
I mean, like, there's no, she hasn't. We're not actually a thing. We're just friends. Friends
No,
at this
see-
point.
See, Kronk and that's friends.
Hubris is like next to the stage, and he like leans against it. And he goes, "Listen, sometimes a man is attracted to a woman, and there's no shame in that."
And as you say that, your hand just kind of goes through a board.
And
then you see
I'm sure we would
you
fix
see that
this.
same text, "Fix this," just
yes,
right
I know.
next to it.
Fix it. And he like grabs the board and like yanks it up.
So, safe to say, the usual, you heard it, I kill you.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a weird place from this to be coming from, but like, I have no intention of ever hurting her, to my knowledge. I don't know.
You're not.
Listen,
To my knowledge, at this stage, no, but
I don't know what Ghost and I are at this point. I don't even know if we're like a little more than friends. If we've even gotten off that plateau. Like, that's
I'm
beyond
just
me.
very perceptive. Look, I'm rooting for you, buddy. Go for it.
Thanks. Like, coming from you, that really means a lot to me. And I mean that in the least sarcastic way possible.
And one other thing, if it ever comes down to having to save one person over the other,
I will shoot you in the leg in the event of a zombie horde to let everyone else get away.
good. Glad to see we're on the same page. Yeah, you should probably fix that hole.
I don't have mending.
And don't disappoint me.
And at
Hubris,
that
like,
point, you guys
conversation.
actually hear the sound of knocking on your front door.
Oh, if that's that rich fucking fake prick from down the road, I got this.
Okay.
Just walk behind him.
Drag him to the basement. I don't say that, but
The base was
down.
technically underground. Yes.
Counts as sewer.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go to the front door, and you can see that it as you reach your hand down for it for this door handle, the door actually pops in just enough so that way you can carry it the rest of the way. And as you pull this door, just kind of like creak it open, you see that there is what looks to be a darker skinned human. Who's wearing just this long coat It's beige in color. He seems to have very muted clothing. He looks at you and just... Well, I heard that we had new neighbors in town, so I thought I would introduce myself.
You
Hello.
also gonna try and buy this place?
No, I simply have no interest for it. It's really not my forte. The name is Victor. It's nice to meet you. And he holds up his left hand to shake yours. A little bit of a southpaw myself, sorry.
You just gonna stay.
His hand's just outstretched.
I push past Wolf and I go, "Oh, please don't mind him. He's a bit of a sour puss." And I shake his hand.
Ah, yes, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, allow me to introduce myself. Again, my name is Victor Trench. I live just down the way. 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. I run an investigation agency. So if you ever are in need of anything, if you ever want somebody tracked or followed, I am your man.
How much do you charge?
That depends on the information you're seeking.
Hi, I'm Hubris. This is my friend Wolf.
Excellent. It's nice to meet both of you.
Pleasure. Carry on.
Yeah.
Hubris turns around and walks away.
Well, I run the Tiger's Eye just down the way and saw new people coming in who certainly weren't Volo, but who did have a set of keys, which made me believe that you were the new proprietors. Am I incorrect?
Yes.
Oh. And what are you?
That's the secret.
Don't like secrets, but I will surely get to the bottom of this one.
Let's see how good of an investigator you are.
Well,
How many fingers am I holding up behind my back?
that's not investigation, that's simple guesswork.
Wrong. 3.
Well,
From the next room, you just hear, "Don't be a dick!"
I would listen to your friend. Not being a dick will get you rather far in this city. It's a
Don't
good
be a
city.
dick to the dick!
Well, I see what he did there.
Yeah, I thought he was
Investigator.
just-
Now, if you'd like, I could introduce you to your other neighbors if you plan on staying.
We've met one. He was fake rich. Works at a brewery.
Oh, Froome.
Ha, you know him.
Oh yes. No, he always comes up in our neighborhood watch meetings as an individual that is just rather rude to everybody.
How much of a neighborhood watch do you have going on?
Not a very
How
large
close of an
one.
eye do you keep on everything in the street?
Well, that's why I have a house in a very good locale with a very large window out front, so that way I can see everybody as they walk by. I have a knack for faces. But if you would like, I can either introduce you or you can go and meet the rest of them at your own leisure. We have a colorful collection of sorts.
Hubris, I'm not good with people, you know that. There will be another yawning portal incident happening.
Poke my head back in. So, I'm gonna trust you to clean.
Okay.
Just don't break anything more than...
Oh, do you know a carpenter?
Do you
What's
know a
wrong with
carpenter?
mending?
Well, yes, there's an entire guild of them within the city.
We should
Well,
contract the
someone's a bit
carpenter.
of a smart ass, isn't he?
It's his job to know things, Wolf.
Yeah, but he didn't have to be such a sassy son of a bitch, did he? I'm off. I'm gonna go find the others.
Okay. So yeah,
Fellas, there's free booze.
Hey.
Oh, I'm running.
Well, if you're looking to contract just the carpenter, not necessarily the woodworkers guild or any of the other guilds, that is probably going to run you closer to 250 gold pieces. But Really, this is prime real estate. If you could convince somebody to give you a loan, passe, then maybe you could get them to fix it up for you, be a patron, and return this place to the bar it once was.
With an underground fight pit.
I wonder if the Yawning Portal wants to make a chain.
Within their own city, I don't think... Do you have a large portal that leads deep, deep, deep down into the earth?
We could.
Given some
Yeah.
time, yes, we could.
So, Wolf, are you, like, trying to clean very near where this conversation is
I
starting
really
to
have
take
no
place?
idea what Wolf's doing right now. He had alcohol, and then this guy's...
Yeah, so we're going to say that you are walking over at the promise of free booze.
Oh. I take one of the keys off the key ring and I hand it to Wolf.
Yes, it is.
Put
Rather
it down
important
on
that
the
you always
table
lock it.
and tap my lockpicks and be like, okay.
Then give it to one of the other two who don't have a key to the establishment.
Well, if you're...
I think it's also very weird that we're breaking into our own house.
Is it breaking in? Or is this just a skeleton key?
And you just sort
I'm
of
not even
fade
going to
off,
dignify.
heading back towards the hatch.
I'm sorry, your name again?
Victor Trench.
Victor. Shall we take a walk?
Yes, yes. Come. And he leads you out of the door. Now, as you can see, that location is mine, and he points to a building that is on the side street that you guys share that goes laterally and not horizontally. He points down, and it's about 3 buildings off from where you are. And I can send you guys a picture of the neighborhood setting, as well as the schematics for your house. As this wonderful book has provided all of these beautiful little things inside of it. And he said, and Victor continues to say, "Well, are you much of a reader? Or
I can be when I'm in the mood.
possibly a spell caster of sorts?
You could say that, yeah.
Well, if you are a wizard or a sorcerer, you must register with the Magister's Guild.
Oh,
Very important. If you haven't, there's no fine, but in the event that calamity strikes the city, people generally call on wizards and sorcerers to help stop that sort of thing.
how are warlocks viewed in Wateredeep?
Is this DM or Victor?
DM.
Okay. You know that warlocks don't really play by the same rules. Like, if you're a warlock, you don't have to register, and you would know that having lived here for long enough. This seems to be this is like a very academic, like, if you have gone to wizard school, you are also then registered for this. Like, if you have paid any sort of fee to do any academic spell casting, then you're kind of caught up in that guild.
Okay. Right, I'll look into doing that.
Well, if you're interested, the Bookworm's Treasure is definitely the spot for you. It's run by a mage. He's not really my type, but that's fine. I don't need to agree with my neighbors in order to create a better neighborhood. Now, are you your friend seemed like he seemed more of the fighty, stabby type. Am I correct in this assumption?
He gets into his fair share of skullduggery, yes.
Well, if that is what you are interested in, I would recommend the Steam and Steel. It's owned by 2, are you familiar with Genasi? They're descendant from Jinn, various sorts. There is a...
Oh!
Yes.
Yeah.
It's run by two Genasi friends, one named Embrick, he is a fire Genasi, and the other named Avi, who is a water Genasi, and together they make some of the finest blades in Wateredeep. So if you're looking for anything that can possibly get you out of this trouble, because I do not condone violence in any of its forms, then the Steam and Steel is the place for you. Now, of course, there is also an herbalist that lives in our streets. Their name is Fala Lefalier. And please, be kind when you meet them. They prefer they. It's how they roll. Just go with it. It's fine. Again, general rule of Wateredeep. Don't be a dick. Tends to take
Unless
you rather
you're
far.
Aha.
And of course, we have already met my wonderful establishment, the Tiger's Eye.
But did you take your time and did you take your chances?
Always.
Because it's
Part
the
of being an
motherfucking
investigator.
Eye of the tiger.
I think I've heard that bard song before. I play it at the portal sometimes to really get the crowd going. But you asked about a carpenter, did you not?
Yes.
Then I would suggest, highly as they are just down the street and carrying large furniture can be very cumbersome, the Bent Nail.
Bent nail.
Owned by Tally Fellbranch. And they're a carpenter. Make you furniture, if you use bows, crossbows, any kind of wooden armory, then that is surely the place for you. If not, it is really no trouble. But all of the people, except for Froon, are rather friendly. I would suggest being on their good side if you can. So if that is the case, you probably want to be the one that they meet and not your rather abrasive friend.
Yeah, that's agreed. I guess I'll just introduce myself to get some appearances going.
Appearances are important. This we can agree upon.
Well, Victor, it's been quite the pleasure. Thank you for showing me around.
Yes, of course.
If I do have any further questions or inquiries, I'll always find you at the Tiger's Eye.
Yes, unless I'm out on the job. In which case, my sign will say, out to lunch. And he kind of like gives you a wink.
I'll leave a note.
And he just kind of waves you off and continues walking back to the Tiger's Eye. So, Wolf, Ghost, and Kronk, are you guys all just kind of helping yourself to the stores of alcohol that are in this basement, or have you kind of like brought up, like Kronk, have you brought a keg up on your shoulder and just sort of like set it up at the bar and gotten it not ready to serve, but at least ready to serve 3 people?
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. So yes, a smaller pony keg or whatever I'll tote up that'll fit on a bar, you know. So.
Okay. Yeah, so you bring it up and you set it onto the bar. And Ghost, if you would like to, you can make sure to bring a bottle of wine, or if you're just enjoying this alcohol that's coming from the kegs, you can be sure to bring that as well.
I'll be upstairs too.
But yeah.
I want to lock the front door.
Okay. So yeah,
I don't know how many keys we have.
You make sure to lock the front door, and when you do, it makes a very satisfying click noise. And you go back in, and you see that Kronk has brought up this large, this pony keg for you guys to kind of enjoy some drinks out of. And as you do, as you set it up, and you're kind of looking around, like, what are we gonna drink out of? We don't have mugs or anything available. You actually see steadily floating out from where the pantry is that there are 3 mugs that look like they are being held all by the handles that are just sort of floating. And then one sets itself in front of Ghost, one sets itself in front of Wolf, and then one sets itself in front of you, Kronk.
I love this place. This is the best house ever.
Is this our Shiro?
No.
Just wondering.
He's a god. He's not going to bring us drinks.
What if he was the god of drinks?
Yeah.
But he's
Kronk, good
not.
point. He could be.
Are the mugs clean?
They look like they are clean enough. Like you aren't sure if water has necessarily been here recently, but looking inside, you can see that all of the dust has at least been wiped out of it with a rag.
I wanted to know that as a player, not
Yeah.
as Kronk.
Yeah.
So it's
Kronk, you like your cutlery clean? Your cups? Not see that happening.
exactly.
And yeah, you
All right.
guys.
I drink.
I'm not going to drink.
I got a question for you, Ghost. How does your tracking thing work?
What do you mean? Which part?
Say, when we were trying to find Not Fabio, you were looking for something to sniff, I think.
Everyone has a scent. And if I get a good enough whiff, if I am around a person, I can commit that scent to memory as you would commit a face. And I can follow it.
Permanently?
No.
Does it have to be a recent smell?
Yes.
Certain radius until you can't track them?
No, I can track them for a while, at least as well as anyone or any creature. If they are within a certain radius, I just know where they are instinctively.
Okay.
Why?
Well, remember how the kind of people I may have made a deal with,
Yes.
and they kind of will know exactly where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of can't betray them,
Right.
but I also kind of want to know where they took my stuff.
Well, that depends on where. I mean, I can track a person. I can't track the specific one who might have your things. If they changed hands, I can't help you.
Do you need anything off of them to sniff,
I
or
just
do you
have
need to be the
close-
one that sees them?
Close enough, as in. Mark the scent 10 feet. I have to be fairly close.
Okay.
Can I ask you something since we're talking?
Awkward, I know.
I know. Why did you offer to make this deal?
I've already lost someone because I walked into a trap and didn't notice anything. And that's when I decided I'm never going to lose someone again if I could stop that from happening.
I'm not your sister.
Yeah, but you're still someone who I'm not going to lose.
Regardless.
Really, do you think I would be able to just put up with Hubris?
No, I figured you'd just leave.
Yeah, I still need these people.
Well,
Hey, Kronk.
And Kronk, this entire time, you have just had the sounds of uproarious Tavern in your head, just playing comfortably. Like, it sounds like there are, like, it kind of weirds you out a little bit because it sounds like this room is just full of people, and every once in a while you'll turn around to talk to somebody that you heard say a funny thing, and then look, and then there's nothing there, and like, oh, okay, just keep going back to
I guess
drinking.
I'd be like kind of like gesturing, like you're saying, like Kronk would do at a tavern, you know, like striking poses and stuff. But he's just kind of happy. He doesn't get the gist of what this is. He just thinks it's funny, you know.
he's
It's
just
kind
happy
of
to be involved. I
kind
love
of a
it.
giggly
I love it so
thing
much.
for him, like a stoner giggle kind of deal. Where it's just like everything everything's funny, you know. So.
And with a giggling Kronk, that is how we are going to transition into our first break of the evening. So I wanted to say thank you all to everybody who has come with us so far as our heroes explore Trollskull Manor. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So grab a drink, grab a friend, bring them along, grab some food, and just make sure to enjoy. Because that's all that we ask, is that you enjoy. So, don't go no place, and we will be back shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon.
And
Hello,
then I was
everybody.
like, whoa, Grandma, get off of me.
Okay, well, that's a way to come back. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm just going to clean my glasses. Feel like an old person a little bit. But welcome back. You guys have made it. All of you awesome listeners and all of you awesome viewers, you've made it to the return point of Wateredeep Dragon Heist, a name that I have not butchered yet today, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So where we left off, Ghost had one more question that she wanted to ask Wolf as we went to break, and Hubris was outside wandering through the street, getting to know your guys' neighbors.
She's just gonna, continuing the conversation, she's gonna say, what you have done for me, or tried to do for me, as if
It would have succeeded. I'm just putting it out there.
I know that you would have, and it's not a small feat or a small gesture, so I believe that I am in your debt.
No, we good.
That's not really how it works with my god now,
Okay,
so...
okay. Fuck with Hubris a bit, okay?
What do you mean?
Just, I don't know, just mess with him a little bit, flirt with him a little bit more than you currently are, because he gets flustered really easy and it's enjoyable.
I know, I enjoy it so much.
So that's good enough payment. Just mess with him a bit, and we all even. And then possibly I may ask you to sniff a person tonight, so you can track them and try and get the shit back.
I can do that.
Done.
Go get a beer.
A beer has actually magically brought itself to him. It was in a you all had gotten mugs floated over to you.
What are we naming this thing? Do you have a name?
And you see on the wall, kind of that in that same mildewed writing that pops out from the wall, it says yes. And then follows it up, and then that disappears, and then it comes back, and then it's with the letters LIF.
Lif. Can we change your name?
And you see those letters disappear, and then no, with several underlines.
You guys don't know me.
Okay. So Hubris, you are currently wandering outside. Which shop would you like to go to first?
I guess I'll introduce myself, closest shop, and then make my way out to... Well, actually, furthest shop and then closest in, That's
Okay.
our order.
Sounds good. So the furthest shop is actually going to be the Bookworm's Treasure, which was the bookstore / scroll shop, and it is located on the down the same stretch of road where you know that the Tiger's Eye is, and Victor had pointed out that the Bookworm's Treasure was actually only several shops down from where his was, but on the same side of the road that your guys' manor is on. And so yeah, you go over and you find that there is I believe is a human. Why does it not say? Oh, that is
It's
why.
Jossie.
He's not a human. You get to the door, and when you look in and kind of start poking around, you see that there is just this kind of like short, squatter, gold-colored dragonborn that is just buried deep in a book, and he has these two tiny little spectacles that rest on the bridge of his nose.
Hello.
Oh! Sorry. Can I help you?
Hello. I'm part of the new propriety over at where Vola was set up.
Oh. Wait, so you're telling me Vola's gone?
Yes. I know.
There
Trust
is
me.
nothing worse than an author who's full of himself and lives right down the street from a bookstore. Do you know how many times he offered me the gratitude of hosting him for a signing party?
Oh, please.
It was awful. Every morning, hey, I can sign some of my books for you. Towards the evening, I'm bringing some friends around. I'd like them to get me to sign some of their works.
You know what the difference is between a tavern bench and an author is?
I don't think I've read that one, no.
No, the tavern bench can support a family.
You see this, like, if a dragonborn could form a smile, just...
I like that one. Yes.
And you could take that one and tell Volo to shove it because he owed us, and now we have the shack.
They must have owed you quite a pretty penny, if I'm to understand correctly. He lost most of his horrible fortune on buying that place.
Well, now we're trying to fix it up and turn it around, as it were.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
If you ever need books to fill your shelves, simply come by. You seem well enough. I have standard operating hours. I don't work late. Candles and books don't really get along all that well, I'm afraid.
Well, if you're a dragonborn of some constitution and wish to, when we're finished setting up shop, come down and take a drink, first one's on me.
I think I'd like that. And you say Vola has nothing to do with this place?
Nope.
Oh,
I did catch your name.
Oh, yes. I'm Rishal.
Rishal.
Rishal
Hubris.
the page turner.
Hubris of no last name.
Dignified, I like it.
And he offers up this kind of like squat little dragonborn hand.
Yeah. Bend down.
My pleasure.
Pleasure's mine. Well, I have some more people to meet, so if you'll excuse me, and I give him like a little flourished bow.
He just kind of like gives you a polite wave as you exit his store. And then the next shop on your set would be the Tiger's Eye, but you've already been there, or at least met the proprietor. And then coming up at a T in the intersection, you can see that there is your building, and then there is an alleyway that leads down and around behind your shop that you know is the location of both the Steam and Steel, Coralon's Crown, and the Bent Nail. If you just loop around this back alley, you can find yourself back at the manor without really much issue.
Yeah, gonna introduce myself to everyone.
Okay, and so when you go into Coralon's Crown, this herbalism shop, you can see that there is a large window on the front that seems to have this what looks to be like almost like it would be a symbol of Lathander. It's just this very nice mosaic of a sunrise, but you can see that there are what look to be little painted glass elves kind of dancing underneath it. And in Elvish, there is writing underneath it as well.
Don't speak it.
Yep. I almost read it to you anyways because of yesterday's game, but that's fine.
I'm not that elf.
Yeah, so you go into this shop and you can see that there is an elf with very nice long brown braided hair, that's sort of just meant to keep it out of their eyes, and they're watering a plant. And as you come in, just, oh, it's not. Hello, I don't believe I've seen you before.
Hello. I'm part of the new proprietary that's setting up where Volo was.
And you can see she just kind of, or they kind of get this dour face on their face. Just, well,
Yeah,
I'm glad we got rid of Volo.
I'm glad we've gotten rid of Volo too.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Fala. It's a pleasure to meet you, and just as a fair warning, please.
No pronouns.
Yes. I haven't met you before, actually. Are you? Did somebody inform you about this?
Yes, Victor told me a little bit about everyone before I came here. I just want to formally introduce myself to
He's
you.
very nice.
He's very
I'll
kind.
be sure to appreciate it. It saves me a great deal of trouble if people just refer to me as what I am as they come in, rather than me having to stop them halfway through their order to correct them. So, thank you. Is there anything that I can get for you? Are you actually? Do you mind if I give you a housewarming gift?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's really no trouble at all. I have many plants here, and I'm sure that a little bit of greenery would go a long way in, well, that kind of dilapidated home that you seem to have found yourself in ownership of.
We're fixing it up.
Would you like a fern? I can give you a small bed with some fungus in it, a cactus, so you don't really have to worry about watering it all that often, although it doesn't really fare well in the cold environments here.
It gets a little drafty in there, and
Does
we
get
have
a
it.
little- Yeah.
We have someone who likes to poke things. Thinking back to Kronk.
Well, a gentle fern it is then. And they go behind they kind of go into the back room and come out with just this small potted plant, and you can see that its fronds are lazily kind of just like listing off to the side. A little bit of water every day, and it won't die. It's rather easy that way.
He nods his head. And when we open up, and if you ever find yourself within our establishment, please feel free to mention my name, and a drink on me.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. And if there's anything that you need here, I sell a variety of potions and plants, so if you're ever injured and in need of a salve, or, God forbid, poisoned, then I'll have something to help.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like that I can help out with?
No, not at this moment. I'm just gonna go and introduce myself to the rest of the neighbors.
Oh, fair enough, then. Well, have a good day, Hubris.
Have a good day. With a bow out. Why is talking to people so hard?
And then the next stop that you see coming up, there is a doorway that is facing directly in front of you as you walk down. This alleyway, and you can see there's a sign popped up on top of it that says the Bent Nail. And you can see that there is just this large metal nail that has kind of just been tilted off to the side at about halfway through. But it's actually like that large nail is what they've hung the sign on to kind of just sway.
Yeah, just odd. Steps in.
And as you step in, you can see the back of what appears to be a humanoid figure, and they just seem to be working with the wood that they have at their disposal. And as they hear you approach, you see a face turn around, and it belongs to a half-elven male. And he approaches you and just, hello, it's nice to meet you. I don't think I've seen your face before. Customer?
Customer also saying hello to the neighbors. We've taken up
Neighbors.
residence in where Volo was going to shack up. And before you get the dour look, yes, we've kicked him out.
Oh, I really didn't care at all.
Oh,
I had
okay.
no qualms about Volo or anything. He bought several bookshelves from me a couple of years ago and seemed to be a fine customer.
I'm Hubris. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, Tally. He
Tally.
extends his hand out for you.
So, Tally, real quick, because of our precarious situation, I would actually like a quote.
Okay. Sure. On what? Are you looking for...
I gesture to the house.
Ooh. Well, just the work would probably run you closer to 1,000 gold pieces. And then, of course, there's contracting the guilds, and you need to run your construction by the guild's members. There's, well, let's see.
If we were
There's
to do the renovation
Roofers
in...
Guild, the Plasterers
God.
Guild, the Sellers Guild, the Plumbers Guild. If you're looking for new sheets, you probably want to requisition the Launderers Guild. So you're
There's
looking...
a lot of bloody guilds in
Well, it's
Wateredeep.
City of Skilled Hands, my friend.
You know, okay, I'll mull it over. Tally, it was a pleasure. If you ever find yourself in our vicinity when we open up, if we open up, please mention my name and, of course, drink on me.
Of course. Thank you. And if you need anything, a sign or repairs or anything, feel free to come back and talk to me.
I might have an idea for a sign, but I will workshop it.
Sounds good. Better to get your plans out now and spend coin later.
Nod my head and leave.
Have a good day.
One more.
Yeah, and you continue down the road, and that is when you come across the last building, which you actually feel just this heat kind of coming out of. It seems to be very hot, which is actually rather comfortable for you as a tiefling. It has been relatively cold in Wateredeep, as there has been a heavy cloud cover from last night, and the rain is still kind of contributing to, from last night anyway, to this general cool experience that you were feeling. But that really isn't, and you actually start feeling raindrops start hitting against you as well.
Hells.
And then you actually hear what sounds like metal being worked on from inside of this building that just has its door open. And looking inside, you can see that there is a red-skinned individual with hair like fire that's just sort of like flickering back, and he has a hammer. It's just large, muscular arms, and he just seems to be going to work on this long blade. And you can see that there is another blue-skinned individual that seems to be taking very, very hot pieces of metal and then quickly submerging them into water as steam just sort of raises up from it. And they haven't really taken notice of you. And you kind of stand there just watching them work, and it's very synchronistic. Like, as soon as a piece of metal is set over, the other one just picks it up without even looking up from where he's doing. These two seem to have a very, very good rhythm, until eventually you see the red-skinned one set it off to the side, and the blue-skinned one sets it down into one of these large barrels, and then they both just sort of sit there, lean back, then look at each other, and they just have these very wide smiles, and you actually see them lean in, and they start to embrace.
I'm not going to make the joke I was gonna make.
Okay. Yeah, and you see them like give each other a few quick kisses, but then they end up like looking back and just sorry.
No, don't.
Hello.
Interrupting. Sorry.
No, you're not interrupting anything. We just finished with our day's work, actually. I'm Embrick, and the redskin one just kind of like pulls the gloves that he had off of his hand and reaches out to touch yours.
Yeah, shake hand.
Yeah, and as you shake his hand does feel warm to the touch, which is, again, kind of comforting as a tiefling.
Hi, I'm Hubris. This is my fern. I've yet to think of a name for it.
Well, this is my partner, Abby. And you see Abby walk over and kind of just like put his arms on the back of Embrick and kind of like lean in with his head against him, as you can see that there is a little bit of steam that starts rising between the two of them.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
So, new resident here. Myself and my affiliates have taken up shop where Volo used to be.
And you see that the redskin one just like, ugh, like kind of like, no problem. And then the blue skin one just kind of like slaps him on the shoulder. He was nice. He may have been loud and he may not have had the best thoughts in his head about certain things, but at least he was nice. But I'm glad that you've taken over his establishment. Do you have any plans for it?
Well, there's a tap room, so maybe opening up a bar or something. We're still workshopping it. It's a bit of a fixer-upper in there.
We understand. This used to be a fixer-upper as well.
Oh.
It took us the better part of a year, but we managed to make things work, and now we make things work.
I'm sure you do. You two are very lovely.
Thank you.
But I just was here to introduce myself and to say that if you ever once we open our establishment and you find yourself inside, mention my name, drink on me.
You see the water genasi just like, it's this very big smile on his face, and he like pats the shoulder of the redskin one. He's nice too. And the redskin one just, yes, I know, they're all nice. We'll be sure to mention your name when we come to the bar. Just give us fair warning when you do end up opening it. Sometimes we work late at the forge, but I wouldn't want to miss it for the world.
You'll be the first to know.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Hubris.
Pleasure. I'm just gonna give them also a bow and walk back to the bar.
Yeah, and are you making the loop around, or are you going back the way that you came to the bar?
I'll make the loop around.
Okay, make a perception check. As the rain begins to come down a little bit heavier.
17.
Okay, so with your 17, you actually see that that was terrible. You actually see that the water is currently flowing in a direction as it kind of starts to hit against the dirt street, and it actually is leading to a sewer grate opening, or not an opening, but just a sewer grate. So you can see that the water is actually just pouring down into the sewers in this back corner of Trollskull Alley.
I swear to God, if there's a fucking clown in there.
You don't see a clown, but you do see at the end of this hallway, and like looking back where you have to loop around, you can see that there is the face of your new friend Froon, who's kind of just like, and like closes the curtains as you look over at him. And you can see just like his building looks very ramshackle. Like yours looks old and dilapidated, but his looks like it was also old and dilapidated, but then like the real fixer-upper, but not the go-getter attitude was kind of put into it. So you can see that like there's a lot of patchwork boards that are kind of placed up and around, and it doesn't look like a very nice place. Compared to the other businesses that you've gone to, it just doesn't really fit all that well.
odd little man.
Yeah, and you circle back around, and when you go up to the door and go to actually try the handle, the door is locked. And you kind of shake it a couple times, and then as you go to dig out your keys, you actually hear the sound of unlocking as the door then opens itself for you.
Ah, interesting. And I step in, and I kind of like, so Mr. or Mrs. Spirit person, I don't know your name. Please, this was a gift, so if you're going to throw something at us, not this.
You get silence in response.
You probably walked into me yelling at it, saying, I'm going to name you Casper, and just deal with it.
Phineas the Fern.
Beautiful.
Can we go explore the rest of the house, please?
Sure.
As soon as it agrees to be called Casper and not Liff, I will be happy to go.
Is that what we're calling the entity? Liff?
It's a snake.
And it's Casper,
Liff. It spelled it on the wall.
but it's pronounced Casper.
And as Wolf, as you go to take another sip of your drink, right as it gets up to your mouth, you actually feel a force tilting the mug up. So all of this beer just kind of like starts spilling out onto your shirt as you insist on calling it Casper.
Oh, that's it. I'm getting an exorcist. Like, we're going to cleanse this place.
Hey, listen, Wolf.
I push a chair over.
Ooh.
Okay. Make a dexterity save.
Not the plant.
15.
All right. So that is actually not enough.
Ah!
As one of these green bottles just rockets from what seems to be one of the other side of this tavern room and just cracks itself on the other side of your head as glass just shatters underneath you. And then as you're looking down, holding your now bloodied head, you see on the ground that same mildewed lettering just shows back up. It says, "Fix this."
All right, Liff, some ground rules. If we're gonna stay here and fix this place up, you can't keep on throwing dangerous objects at Wolf. We'll get some like really heavy pillows, and then you could throw those at him.
You gotta, fair fight. Go on, show yourself, huh? Quit hiding behind glass bottles.
And invisibility.
1v1. Come on, let's go. Let's fight.
And as you do that, as you're just kind of like yelling, like, "All right, let's go, let's fight." As you turn around, you just see, and the rest of you see apparating in front of you, just this horrific gaunt face, just like looks like a half elf, but then the jaw just extends down. You see that the eyes, where it looked like they had a little bit of life still in them, just switch to white. The hair just kind of shrieks back. "Live!"
Casper.
Stop antagonizing it.
It needs to learn its place.
I call you dickhead all the time, but you don't respond to it.
And as you can insist on calling it Casper, and it just seems to be breathing in and getting angrier, you actually hear the rest of the house starting to groan and ache.
I'm gonna punch him.
Casper.
Wolf or the
No,
ghost?
Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna punch him.
Do it.
Try it.
I'm setting the fern down.
That's an 18.
Hits.
All right. So, what is your strength modifier?
It's 5 damage for
Yeah. So yeah, Wolf, you just take 5 across the face as you get
The
punched.
fuck?
Shut up.
You're gonna side with that thing?
I'm gonna side with that you're a dick, and I'm done dealing with it. And I'm gonna walk upstairs. There's stairs, right?
Not inside. You have to
Just
exit
kidding.
the house and then go all the way
I
around.
exit the house.
Okay, and as you open the door, as you get close to the door opens up for you, and you kind of look outside, and it is just pouring down rain now.
I don't care. I was on fire recently, and water doesn't bother me.
Yeah, so then you exit and go up the back set of stairs, and as you get close to that, the second door, that door just opens itself for you as well.
I'm gonna go up the stairs.
Okay. And then Hubris and...
Anyone can join me if they want.
Yep.
I'm
What's the
quickly
time of
cleaning
day?
up the glass and then going up.
It is getting close to early evening.
Well,
It's
I'm
just
gonna
like- Go ahead.
flip a table, stick my tongue out at Casper, and go to leave.
Dick.
Okay.
Dude, I got punched because of this fucker. Okay.
I mean, did you? Was it because of him?
Yep.
All right.
And as Wolf kind of walks away, Kronk had gone into like rock mode, and you just see the cold iron ball of his ball and chain swinging back and forth, like if you had attacked Ghost, I would have had your you know, that protection thing. But then when Ghost punched Wolf, Kronk got all confused. So he's just standing there like, I don't get it. And then I guess I'll sweep up some more and stuff to try to, like, I'll put the table back up right, and you know, whatever Wolf disrupted.
Thank you, Kronk.
I try.
I appreciate
I'm
it.
off to go chill at the crypt and spend a hit dice because you guys hurt me.
All right. As you get to the door, you go and take the handle, and as you try and pull the door open, it seems like the door is actually stuck.
Didn't know if you keep me here, I'm gonna flip shit. If you don't want stuff flipped, you let me out.
You get no response.
Dude, I'm gonna have to try and break down the motherfucking door.
Liv, please, I don't wish to clean up any more than I really need to. Just open the door.
There's a moment of silence. And then, Wolf, you see the doorknob turn and the door opens up.
As I step through the doorway, I just want to yell out Pansy as I'm through the door so I know I'm safe.
As you're about halfway through the door actually comes up and slams you out of the house.
Firing in really bad, you know,
Kronk starts laughing.
So,
fucking stupid house.
Liv, do you have a corporal form, or do you just, like, try to scare the bejeebus out of everyone you meet?
You see that there is one of the mugs that was on the table gets lifted up, comes over, fills itself with some ale, and then floats back over to Kronk, and then just keeps the mug floating next to him.
Right. And then Kronk is like, I don't know what you're talking about. This ain't scary at all. This is the best thing ever. Like, downs it and puts the mug down.
If this whole thievery thing doesn't work out for us, we could always just start a bar. And listen to this. I already have a bar name. Spirits and Spirits.
And when you
get
say
it.
that, Hubris, you and Kronk both hear just like the uproarious sounds of Tavern, as well as like sounds of coin just sort of jingling all around through the tap room.
See, Liv likes it.
I don't get it, but okay.
Because stay you, Kronk. Stay you.
All right. Pick a table, put a chair up.
I pat him on the shoulder, and I head over to where Ghost is.
All right. So yeah, you guys all have to exit out of the building again and go up to the second story. And as you're looking around, you can see that this, like, you're not being impeded at all, kind of when looking around. And you can see that there is, that this building has several windows and rooms and all of the beautiful things that you would typically find in an establishment such as this. So you see that there is a medium-sized bedroom, there's a common room, there's a spare room that seems to be a little bit smaller with a bed. And then there is a large den that kind of is at the base of the tower, so it's actually a very rounded room. And then going upstairs, you can see that there is another bedroom, a master bedroom, and the master bedroom is a larger room, and it also includes a private bath. There is an indoor privy, as well as another private bath for the second upstairs bedroom person as well. And it also leads way to a library and a study. So if you wanted, you could possibly relocate your large leather chair and set it up, and it would fit perfectly in this library. And then looking around as well, you find that there are more stairs that go up to into the tower, and in this tower there is a small bedroom that's kind of adjacent to this tower to where the spire coming up from the tower is, as well as just a general storage facility that looks like it has a bunch of boxes that have kind of been opened up, and looking inside you see that there are it almost looks like uniforms for bar attendants. Like there are several black vests. There are white shirts. You can see that there are a series of you open one box and it is like half black bow ties. But it seems like very much like it was prepared to be a bar once again, before Volo seemed to have squandered all of his money buying so many matching clothes.
Oh, so these are like fresh clothes.
Yeah, these look relatively fresh. But when you get closer into the attic, you can hear the sound of water dripping as the hole in the turret is actually leaking now into the building.
Kronk. Is there like a tarp we could use?
There is not a tarp that you could use that is handy. You can see that a lot of these just had like dust covers on them, but some of them have kind of been like chewed and eaten away by rats, or others have just kind of been like pulled off to the side, and they don't look like they're very capable of holding a lot of water. And the three of you are just sort of generally exploring around this place.
Hubris excuses himself for a few minutes and tries on a waiter outfit.
It takes you a little bit, but you find one that does fit you rather well.
And while he's doing that, Kronk shoves everything out of the way of the drips and tries to find some kind of chamber pot or vessel or something to put under it.
Yeah, and you go back downstairs to one of the privies that they had and take the chamber pot that was in there, and like, we're not using it right now, so this is better somewhere else. And you come back up and you set it down for the water to actually start catching in there. And you can see that as it gets to be relatively full, you see it actually float up to where the leaking is, where there's the hole in the ceiling, and then it just sloshes all the water back out onto the street and then just levitates itself back down onto the ground.
See, this is the best place ever.
I agree. I'm gonna go look in the master bedroom.
Okay. The master bedroom is about 15 feet wide and about 20 feet long. You can see that there is a large double bed already set up in the room, but it looks old and kind of weathered. It definitely looks like rodents had their way just chewing through a bunch of fabric in the actual mattress itself. And you know that the hay mattress that would have been underneath it is probably really moldy and gross. But it has all of the basic furnishings for what could be a rather nice master bedroom.
I'm gonna wait for Hubris to come back.
Slides in, waiter outfit. Thinking about shacking up?
What?
How's it look?
Dilapidated.
No, I meant, yes.
Oh, does it fit him?
Yeah, it fits him pretty well.
Oh, Oh, and I like straighten the bow tie. You look very, very dashing.
Thank you.
Kronk, I found our bedroom.
And you hear lumping steps lopping towards it. Yep.
As the
Could you imagine, though, Kronk in one of these?
What about just the bow tie?
Just the bow tie. Like one of those, what's it? Dalen chip dances.
yes, the famous Luskin restaurant, Dale and Chips.
Nice.
Love it.
One of those mystical Michaels I've heard so much about.
Oops. Killed,
Nice.
killed a player.
Oh, no.
Player death.
Player death, not character death. So yeah, you guys are all kind of just taking stock of this building, and the rain is coming down very heavy outside now, and you know that it's getting to be about 9:30 or 10. And Wolf, you have been this entire time. You just were strutting down the high road, kind of pissed that these people would take sides with Casper and not you. You thought they were your friends. What is all this? You made a deal with the Zentarum, and then you get punched.
I'm
in the
going back
face.
to my alleyway first.
Okay, so you go back to the alleyway, and you see tucked into a little sidewall is a note, and kind of pulling it out and looking at it, it just says, "I'm horny,"
With a kiss mark.
with a little kiss mark.
I scrunch it up and throw it away. And I have to find a new alleyway.
Okay.
Alright.
So yeah, make an investigation check as you go to find a new alleyway during your, because you know that it's still it'll take you probably a couple hours until it's ready for your time at the crypts.
I got a 10.
You find an alleyway that looks like everything you could have possibly dreamed, maybe 4 streets down from where you were. Like, it seems like there's a bakery across the street, so the air is pretty prevalent with a bread smell.
What do I own?
You own everything on your back, and you were left your sister's place.
Okay, so in other words, I'm just going to change alleyways every night because some people can't be trusted and they follow me home.
Yes.
So I'll just change places every night where I sleep.
Okay.
And I'll go make sure there's no traps or people already hiding somewhere in there.
And you, like, as you're kind of like checking around these alleyways, eventually you find one that you think is actually what looks to be a relatively safe and dry spot. And as you get ready to kind of like stake your claim there, you just hear this, "Back up, back up, back up. This is my place. I found it first." And there's just this kind of like scrawny half-orc with these small nubbins of teeth. Just, "I got to pay 10 silver. This place is mine. You go. You get.
You've got what?
I got 10 silver from yesterday. People asking me where you were, so I told them for 10 silver pieces. And now this place is mine. I bought it from the baker
I'm
who lives across the
throwing him
street."
up against the wall.
Look,
Snitches get stitches. If you ever tell anyone where I am again, I will end you.
they said they were your friends. They were just looking for a guy who looked like you. So I tell them exactly
someone
where I
says
saw
that
you
they
going. I'm hungry. I don't have a lot of money, and they were offering me good pay. They were offering me at least 3 days working on the dock pay for just telling them where you went. And so I figured it all couldn't be that bad. I'll tell
Lie
'em.
next time, or else you will die.
But then they wouldn't have given me the other 5 silver.
Well, next time you'll be alive.
I'm
I'll
still
push him
alive.
away, and I'll walk off.
And you just toss this kind of frail half-orc off to the side.
I'll kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, so you, and are you just making your way to the crypts?
Muttering to myself, fucking friend side with Casper. Yeah, fucking friends my ass.
Yeah, and so you are brutally walking to the crypts, and you get to the crypts about an hour from when you know would be the designated meeting time.
Okay. I'm hiding. Do I need to roll stealth?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Nat 20.
Okay, that is, yeah.
Fucking Hiding from
You get to the
everyone.
crypts. You get to the crypts, and as you do, you can see that there are several torches that have been placed throughout the gates, kind of leading into the city of the dead. And you can see that it is actually closed to the general public, but you managed to kind of just slip your way through these gates and guards that have kind of been posted up to prevent nefarious dealings in a graveyard at night. And so you managed to make your way into this area, and where normally throughout the day and in the sun, this is actually a very pleasant place to be, and you know that there are actually a plethora of people who will sleep in the city of the dead, just lay out some hay for themselves and just kind of rest, as there is a massive overcrowding problem in the streets of Wateredeep. And so people just generally sleep where they can, and you know that at night there is people will usually go to the city during the spring and the summer, but during the fall, now that the rains have started to come, nobody really sleeps out in the open, and they either take refuge underneath overcroppings of mausoleums, or they'll find some other place to rest at. But you manage to make your way into this place, and it takes you maybe 10 minutes to get to where the crypts are. Or at least where the crypts that you would know they typically do dealings at. And the rain is just pouring now. And the three of you, you got Hubris, Ghost, and Kronk. You guys are all making your way towards the city of the dead as well. And you guys arrive, and there is about an hour. You guys would think that there's about an hour left until this meeting. It's pretty late. You've had quite a few beers now, quite a few ales from Liff giving them to you. So you're kind of in that like wind down stage where you can definitely feel yourself kind of coming down from the alcohol that you ingested. But as you guys get to the city of the Dead's gates, you can see that there are actually several guardsmen that are just standing by the gate, and you can see that there are torches kind of leading deeper in. As you approach, one of them just says, "Who goes there?"
Hubris.
Steps forward. Hello, just a small late night visit to a grave.
Not doing anything nefarious, are you?
Listen, man, it's a death anniversary. We're kind of just mellowed out right now.
She's a priestess.
Oh. That certainly does change things. If you could just sign this guest ledger so that way we know what time you came in, what time you left, should be totally fine as long as you guys, as long as there's no zombie outbreak or any other undead begin wandering through the city, in which case we will have the Griffin Cavalry come pick you up in their claws, take you roughly 75 feet, 80 feet in the air, and drop you.
Oh man,
I love your God's sense of humor. As Hubris goes over and signs.
Oh, we're not joking.
Oh.
Now please sign the form.
What time is it?
It is about 11.
He signs it humility.
Okay. So yeah,
Nice.
you sign humility 11.
I sign spirit, priestess of, and then I do a really elaborate thing that
Okay.
doesn't actually say anything, but it's like a.
Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, as for you,
Kronk, Gorblatz, and underlines it. Takes up 5.5
oh
lines.
yeah, this is a John Hancock signature if you've ever seen one.
and give him his writing utensil back.
I lean over to the guard. He just learned how to sign his name. He's very excited.
Yes, I could tell. But good on him for learning his letters. Now, enjoy the city of the dead. He motions for just he motions on the other side of this hall, and you can see that there is just rain now that seems to almost be coming sideways, and you can hear that there is a roll of thunder from relatively far off.
Woohoo!
Yes, woohoo
like-
indeed.
All right. Walk on. He didn't really strike the right tone for it being a cemetery, right? Was that just me?
Right, I thought City of the Dead implied like crypts and like dead people.
Yeah, but he seemed pretty excited about us going in, like... I mean, like, just...
Can I make a history check?
Yeah. You can make an insight check, if anything.
Oh, inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, right away. Where'd that fall? Oh, in the trash.
Gone forever.
13.
So you would know that his expression seemed rather rigid until you mentioned that you were with a priest. And then he just seemed totally fine with letting you guys just come and go as you pleased.
Ah,
Oh, good job, Kronk.
good job, Kronk.
Yeah, I can't wait to fight this army of the dead.
I can.
It'll be fun. Lighten up, Hubris, and I nudge him.
All right.
All right. Do we know where we're meeting then?
No, actually.
Do you realize we did not come up with a plan?
Well, you see,
We did not.
well, you see, before we could, Wolf left in a huff because he couldn't call Lif Casper.
He's very stubborn.
He's very childish.
Agreed.
Sorry,
Barry.
What really happened there? I was ready to smash a ghost, and then you punched Wolf, and it didn't seem right.
Oh, so the house has a soul, right? It is a thing.
That's Liv.
Right. And he was insulting our home. And, we're nice enough to be let to live there, yes. So I think it was very rude of him to do so. So I punched him.
So that banshee thing that I was gonna smash that's Liv.
I think that's one way that he can look. I've seen
They.
They.
We don't know if Lif's a boy or girl. I haven't actually got the chance to check the dangly bits of the house.
You guys, those of you who had seen the Spectre saw that it started off with a kind of masculine, half-elven face.
Okay. You did say half elf. You might have said he too.
Yeah.
I heard half elf.
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah, so I think that if we are to live there, it makes sense that we live in unison and respect with the creatures of the house.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the best. I love our new house.
All right. So I was defending the house.
In the middle of the street, a house.
And you guys can make investigation checks as you continue to wander through the City of the Dead. Wolf, with your perception and from your hiding place near the crypt, you can actually kind of hear them talking and milling about. And they sound like they would be maybe about 5 minutes away from where you are.
Hey, so if we technically own the house, right?
Yes.
And Lif is a spirit there, would that mean we own Lif, therefore saying, Lif your spirit?
Is Hubris saying this out loud?
Yes.
Kronk doesn't get it at all.
No. We don't own the spirit, just the wood and the floors and...
Just give me this one.
Yes, Hubris. Lift your spirit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I got a 12.
And you
I
guys,
too got a 12.
And you guys can hear this thunder just rolling. Oh! This thunder just kind of rolling in the background, and every once in a while the night sky just gets illuminated with this kind of far off lightning that seems to be getting closer and closer and closer. Wolf, you can now hear your friends not they seem to actually be walking steadily away from your hiding spot. They seem to be getting kind of farther and farther away as they just kind of continue to look around and mill about. And that's around the time that as they continue looking around that it's time for the meeting. And so you go to the spot that you had kind of designated with your old Zentarum handler. And you can just see that you are just sort of looking up at this raised mound that looks like there was possibly a crypt buried underneath it and then kind of mulled over into this large grassy hill. And the rain is just coming down. Your hair is wet against your face, and you kind of have to keep like brushing it out of your eye a little bit because it keeps doing that thing that long hair always does about like trying to just fucking blind you every chance that it gets. But you are having none of it. And then you see this large flash of lightning. And where on this hill you hadn't seen any figures before, you now see that there are roughly about 6 cloaked figures all standing there. And then one of them comes forward. And you just hear, "I was told you were bringing friends. Seems like you came alone."
Yeah, well, I worked out that I don't need friends. No matter how many you brought, I'd be fine. Because I know you need me.
Like hell we do. And then you see
You
a
wouldn't
large
have-
crash of lightning as well. And looking around, you can see that there are now even more Zent agents that have kind of formed this large circle around you.
If you were going to kill me, like, I wouldn't have left the tavern. I wouldn't have had to give up some blood or hair. You need me for a favor.
I don't
So
need you
give
for
me-
a favor. I don't need all your legs and arms to work. What I need
but
is to just give you this. I was here for one job and one job only, and that was to be a delivery boy. Now,
Cool.
if you decide to bite my hand or stab me, there will be repercussions. We won't kill you. We'll just make you wish you were dead. Now,
can you do that again? You've already done that to me once. Does it work a second time?
I don't give a shit. Honestly, it's above my pay grade. But all I know is that I was told to meet an ex-wolf here and give you this. And he hands you a scroll tube. 1 scroll of raised dead. That was the deal, right?
No offense, but I'm going to check this.
I would honestly be offended if you didn't.
I want to check it.
All right. Yeah, and you open it up and look at the scroll, and it does look like a scroll for the raised dead spell.
Okay. I'll put it back in its little tube.
All righty. Now,
Which way are you heading? Because I don't want to do the whole awkward see us and then we both go the same way.
we are going to be going on our own way here pretty shortly. Doesn't matter which direction. We're just going to...
Yeah, I just don't want to be like, see ya, and then we both like turn left and...
Oh, it'll be fine. And as you guys are having this conversation, Hubris, Ghost, and Kronk, I would like for you guys to make perception rolls.
19.
2.
Okay.
16.
All right, so with the
Here's
19...
another
So with
Get rid of
the...
that die.
With the 19 and the 16. The 2 is just oblivious. It's very rainy. It's very wet. It's dark.
Here, zombie.
And then you guys kind of round a corner and you see, illuminated by lightning, what looks to be Wolf talking with this large assembly of people. And you guys can spot that there is about 12 figures kind of surrounding him. And one of them is just like arms crossed, like seems to be in casual conversation with Wolf, as Wolf just has this scroll tube in his hands.
Oh, God. That's a lot of them.
Stay put for now.
So you guys can make stealth checks if you would like to make yourself scarce.
Yeah. I'm
Nat
going
20
to
for Kronk.
I'm gonna tap Kronk on the shoulder and I'm gonna say, "You got this, big guy," and I'm gonna cast guidance.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good spell to pick up.
Clerics.
Clerics!
Are you rolling the D4 or am I?
No, you can roll it.
All right. Because of my chainmail, yeah, I'm at disadvantage.
Ah,
Oh my god. Okay. Well, 10 is with the 4 I rolled on the D4. So
Ooh.
13. Oh no.
I'm gonna let them like duck behind a mausoleum and just like stride out.
Oh.
Okay.
That face! That DM face!
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you begin walking forward, and are you walking? Are you just walking towards this group of individuals?
He has his hands up.
And as you come, hands up, walking forward, you actually feel that there is a sharpness to your back, as you just hear,
Yeah, that's right. Keep walking.
and you kind of like peek behind you, and you can see wearing these very dark robes, with a dagger and hood drawn, these two small little nubs of half-orc teeth, as this very live-looking half-orc just sort of seems to be pushing you forward.
Hey, Busta, I didn't like consent to this.
No, but you seem to be walking forward pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Got any more of that coin on you, boy?
And he begins just kind of pushing you forward. And then Wolf, after you've obtained your scroll, and the officiant that was there on the Zents just kind of looks past you a little bit, and you see a smile kind of curl onto his face. Turns out you weren't as alone as you thought you were. And you
What do you mean? I'm going to turn around.
And you just see Hubris, hands up, with this like very live half-orc with one hand on his shoulder and the other hand where you know a dagger is delicately placed near his kidney.
I'm just gonna. Well,
This
before
isn't
you-
the same half-orc as the little snitch.
It is.
Motherfucker.
Wolf, before you say anything, I know you're disappointed, but
Who are
also,
you? Who are you?
I just said your name.
Is this a trap?
Oh my god!
Is you setting me up? I'm going to turn to the other dude.
You know this might get me stabbed. This is totally gonna get me stabbed.
He's not one of
Is
ours.
this-
You'd know him by the leathers. And you're saying he's
not
not
with
one
me.
of yours.
Oh my god, Wolf! Please don't let me get stabbed.
He seems to know you pretty well.
Listen, man, I just came here to see if
You
everything.
know my name's not Wolf.
I'm going to shoot.
You know my name's not Wolf.
Let me
Have you
shoot.
ever heard me being called Wolf before?
I'm gonna
on the
turn to like.
streets.
I'm gonna turn to the half orc. Like, can I shoot him?
Not today. You ain't shooting nobody.
Can I take care of this guy? If he's not with you.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get stabbed.
So, from where we're at, do we see the half orc like holding them?
Make a perception check.
Greybeard grumbles.
Nat 20.
16.
Yes,
I
you.
got a nat 1.
Yeah, Ghost, you are very much like, I don't know what Hubris is doing, what the hell, but Kronk, you definitely see that Hubris is standing in front of a black leathered individual as Wolf is now looking over at Hubris and just sort of seems to be shaking his head and giving body language like, I don't know who that guy is. As you see that there are these other Zent agents that start pulling out short bows and begin training them.
Is this on a hill?
It is on a hill, and you are currently at the base of the hill.
And we see that one guy has hubris, and hubris is like this.
Yeah, Hubris has been like that, and like he seems to be like turning and talking to the guy as well on occasion.
All right, I'm gonna.
Hey, listen, you guys are all agreeable sorts, right?
Depends.
Let me take him.
Hey, listen, I don't even know. Like,
Look, Snow. I'm gonna level with you really quick, and he's talking to Wolf. I can't trust you to take care of this, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing it in the name of the Zents.
No, we're doing it. These guys have been following me. You can even ask your mate who has the dagger to his back. He's the one which told him where I was last night. And he knows that I threw him up against the wall like an hour ago and got up him for this. There's no proof that I know these people. All the proof is that they've been looking for me and your fella snitched.
I ready
So
in
technically
action.
he should die.
Okay.
oh my god.
What is your ready to action?
If it looks like hubris is in big trouble, I will take the ball and chain and throw it at the guy who
Okay.
has the dagger in his back. It can be thrown as a
Okay.
versatile weapon.
Yeah.
So that's my ready to action.
So if it's not with you, it's no Gentarum ties. It's something I've got to deal with. So how about you let me deal with it instead of sullying the Gentarum's name with having to clean up a mess which had nothing to do with them and drawing unwanted attention. Your mate told him where we were yesterday. Your mate fucked up. And I'm going to clean up your mess.
If anything, he helped us find people who care about you.
Who says that they're here to care about me?
No, I need his ass.
Do you say that as hubris? Just
Yeah, I
need
say it
his
as
ass.
hubris. Like, no, I need his ass for some stuff. Like, he owes you stuff, he owes me stuff. We're in, like, a mutual thing here.
Well, you have two
Let me
choices.
end this usual thing.
Listen, I'm just here to make sure that this candy ass is okay so that he can pay me back later down the line.
The first sign old Nubtooth has slackened off a bit, I'm going to try and tackle Hubris so he doesn't get stabbed.
Okay,
And then punch him in the face as we're on the ground.
make a athletics check,
Oh, fuck me.
and then
7.
Okay. So as you just come barreling over, you see the half-orc actually pulls Hubris out of the way as you go to dive, and then you just land into the mud as you dive to go and pass him. And Kronk, you just have your ball and chain out ready. And Ghost, you now can see that it looked like Wolf was trying to tackle Hubris. And then
Sorry, can I turn to
that's
Thor?
when
Can I
you,
just, like...
you guys actually see all of the short bows now that were ready and trained on Hubris now shift over to Wolf.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch your name, but I need to talk with this one in the mud real quick.
You ain't going nowhere. Not with that attitude. No.
All right, you can follow me then. He tried to attack me.
So
I need to...
you said that he owes you something.
Yeah.
And this man seems to be addressing you now, Hubris. And as you said, you know that he owes us something. We like to keep our lips tight about that sort of thing, which leads me to believe that you may have found that out either through your own means or through a set of loose lips. And he kind of looks at Wolf lying down on the ground in the mud. So I offer you I offer you salvation of sorts. How would you like to join the Zentarum? That way we don't have to kill you. And then we can use your effective intelligence gathering skills for the betterment of the city.
Oh, and can I boss his ass around?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. Yeah, so you just Grupkin, let him go. Okay, boss. And like the hand sort of leaves and you feel the dagger just come back.
Don't ever ask me for money ever again.
Everybody's got to have a con. And he just sort of like walks off to the side and joins the rest of these people as Wolf, you begin standing up. And the hooded figure extends his hand out to you. My name's Merrick. What's yours?
Hubris.
And he extends his hand out to you.
I shake it.
Okay, as your hands connect, you feel a horrible pain shooting up through your wrist. And looking down, you can see that from the sleeves of this guy, a snake has actually curled out and bitten you on the inside of your wrist. And when it pulls back, you can see that there is just this now black sort of bruising as the blood begins to congeal inside, as it steadily begins to form into a black snake.
Cool.
Now, it was lovely meeting you, Hubris. And Conrad, it's always a pleasure. But I'm afraid that we'll be taking our leave now. And you guys see that there is another flash of lightning as these individuals just seem to disappear. Leaving Wolf covered in mud lying on the ground. And Hubris now having been bit by a snake with this black snake tattoo on your forearm. And that is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. Yep.
Actually, yeah, Hubris just turns down and goes, "Your name's Conrad Snow?"
Ha!
And that is where we will call it for tonight's session. So, thank you all for coming by and joining us on this absolutely wonderful, fun-filled adventure where we get to play a little bit of Home and Garden as well as a little bit of True Detective. It's a weird mix, I know, but we make it work. So, I wanted to say again, thank you all to all of you wonderful viewers who have decided to stick with us. Thank you to all these podcast listeners who, man, oh man, you guys are insane and I love you. Keep up the great work. And if you like what we do, feel free to leave a review and let us know if there's anything that we can improve upon or if there's anything that you like that we can do more of, because we're totally down for it.
Yeah. Here's my review. Hubris, don't join the fucking Shantarum, okay?
All right, so we are going to now be going around with our standard sign-off. So, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey, I'm RJ, as everyone knows me, or RJustice282. You can find me there at Twitter and Twitch. And here on Tuesdays, as I play Hubris, as you all know, and on the Monday game, where I'm Caleb, the Shadowguy Cleric, who is new to the world, the baby boy, the sweet summer child.
He's a good boy. All right, next up, Greybeard. Where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm old Greybeard of Greybeards Tavern. Come visit me here on Twitch at Greybeards Tavern on Sunday mornings, where I play a lot of Darkest Dungeon.
All right, sounds good. LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm LB. Grumpy. I'm here on Mondays. I play a very different character who made a best friend and has a spirit creature now, Goliath. But I probably won't be streaming this week, but I am going to be streaming Fallout 4 soon. Because 76 is coming out. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
As we found out last time, I'm pretty good.
You're a pretty good shot.
Pretty good shot. You can find me at twitch.tv/LBHackEmUp.
That's the one.
Got it. Nailed it this time.
Proud of you. All right, next up, Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
Twitter and Twitch are both Dammit Barry. I should be streaming tomorrow night. Maybe a bit of Overwatch because apparently I'm a god at that. Yeah, you better smile, LB. Don't do that little grimace. Why can't we just have a nice session?
Nah.
Not Wateredeep. This is Wateredeep Nights.
Also, I think we should probably just confirm that's makeup and she didn't get punched in the eye.
Did I get? Yes, I did it because she got her eye burned out.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like we hadn't clarified that this whole session and everything.
No one said it.
Just playing
I
with
was
the
about to say,
shiner. It's
LB,
fine.
you kind of went hard on the smoky tips.
I know, the smoky eye. You make it look really nice, and then all of a sudden it's just everywhere. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
Just rubbed it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So I'm assuming this next week's going to be a shit week waiting for the next session.
Oh, I know, dude. It's so
Let the anticipation fuel your decisions.
Nobody died, so I call
Pretty
it.
much someone has, okay?
No, that's fine.
He died inside, man. He
fine.
died inside. We love you.
All right.
No, I'm fine. I'm not the one who's died. Freaking Hubris is the one who joined the stupid Gentile.
All right, and last but not least, I'm the Indoor Adventurer, now with a new URL of just twitch.tv/The Indoor Adventurer, all one word. You can find me with The Indoor Adventurer on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, on all sorts of places. You can find our audio podcast at Indoor Adventures, because that's what these amazing sessions are. And if you want to catch me on Twitter, it is still at Simple and Keen, as Indoor Adventurer is just too many characters. It is a lot, but we make it work. So until tomorrow, when I see you guys for my Never Wednesday stream with my pal Reeves Bot, we will see you guys next week. All right, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye, bye, bye.